pipelines on stolen native land. No 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 pipelines on stolen native land.
Can you say that for the camera? No,
Sure.
No pipelines at all.
Yeah, no pipelines at all.
Good, I agree.
Yeah, anywhere.
That's pretty much the whole thing, though, isn't it?
What's that? Oh, I know. Yeah.
In the process of producing and transporting the stuff, methane is, I think, if I remember correctly, 25 times stronger than CO2. Not as long-lived, but in the short term, whereas CO2 is in the atmosphere for decades to centuries, natural gas is maybe a few decades, but much more powerful greenhouse gas than CO2. And those companies doing the fracking up there are the same companies, I don't know if you saw the news a short time ago, that were building dams for all the water they need. It contaminates immense amount of water. They were building dams large enough that they would have fallen under the category of major projects in the environmental assessment processes, but they never applied for the permits or the environmental assessments that they should have. And nothing was done until Andrew Parfit, if I got the name right, from Canadian Centre for Policy Alternatives, did some investigation and brought it to the public eye enough that the government was embarrassed into doing something. But the little they're doing, there was a couple of the dams that were particularly hazardous that were shut down. Others have to apply retroactively for the permits that they should have applied for, up to years before. These industries have no respect for the law that then they stand behind when it comes to oppressing the Wet'suwet'en. Another thing they've been doing, another tactic they've been doing to get around water laws up there is buying water from farmers, where the farms will dig a large pit, catch rainwater. That is a loophole in the Water Sustainability Act. That water should be going into the streams. It doesn't because it's captured and used for fracking. And eventually, I don't know where it stands now. The companies will tell you they're improving, but the practice has been that by the time they reuse that water, it becomes so toxic that it cannot be returned to the natural water cycle of the planet, and their method of disposing it is to pump it deep underground. Little assurance, in my mind at least, that pumping it deep underground is going to guarantee that it stays there and doesn't contaminate drinking water aquifers.
Raising the arms up, sending it out to the people on the pipeline. Bring the palms together, bring them back at your heart center, and a gesture of gratitude for taking time to be here.
But that's what's happening as we speak. So we need to keep up our vigilance. We need to let the world know that the world is watching, and shame on the provincial government. Shame on John Horgan for allowing this to happen. Shame on the federal government for talking about truth and reconciliation. It's all talk. This does not mean anything to do with reconciliation. This is aggression. This is in violation of the Delgawood case in 1997 that the Supreme Court of Canada, above this court, the Supreme Court of Canada, confirmed that the Wet'suwet'en people have absolute right and title to their territory. And what is happening today, that's an absolute violation of this own colonial government's Supreme Court decision. It's just unbelievable that this is happening in this day and age. So,
Yeah, more tribe on the planet.
I have a list I can email to people. That's all the contacts for the president of Coastal Gas. We need to contact all our MPs and MLAs and make sure they know that there are a lot of us who are paying attention and a lot of us that absolutely do not agree with what's happening. They think that it's all people care about the economy, people care about jobs, but there is no economy without your own land. Land is everything. If people can't even protect their own land, how would we like it if a pipeline company came right into our own home and said, sorry, you have no say? It's so unbelievable. No pipelines on stolen native land. 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 No pipelines on stolen